Hello and welcome to the internet and welcome to Limbic TV. Last night we had the fabulous Jamie Sutherland releasing his new album Bruise. That was brilliant. And tonight we have something entirely different. But just before that, I believe Biden has won the US election. So it's time to dump the Trump. How good's that? At least there's a lot of satisfaction in seeing a man like that lose. Anyway, without much further ado, we have the Musselburgh Hotpot. Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Dave.
How's it going?
It's going superbly. How's it going for you, Dave?
Fabulous.
Grand.
So the Musselburgh Hotpot, just to let people know what it's all about.
Right. Well, the Musselburgh Hotpot it's a kind of free-for-all, open-floor kind of jamboree that of storytellers and musicians and poets and breakdancers. No, I've never had any breakdancers. And props. We have props there, of which more later. Ordinarily, it would take place in the back room of Stag's Bar in Musselburgh on the first Sunday evening of every month. But for obvious reasons, that has not been possible in recent times. So we are very grateful for the wonderful people at Limbic TV here, enabling us to put on a bit of a wee showcase to sort of show the kind of things that you get at the Musselburgh Hotpots. So we have, due to obviously we have the usual free for all. So we've got basically 6 people, including me. We've got 3 wonderful musicians. We have Paul Brown and Indigo Rose and Pauline Vallance, and 2 pulsating poets. Who are Richard Munro. Pulsating poets. They will pulsate in front of your very eyes. Richard Munro, a.k.a. Spike, and Jeff Kemp. And there'll be me linking it all with my 50-word stories, which do have exactly 50 words because I am that sad. And you can try counting them if you want at home, but that'll probably make you even sadder. So, and normally what I would do with the Hotpot each month is set a theme, which everybody completely ignores, apart from me. And what I do is I do lots of research into that theme, involving minutes on Wikipedia, and I write 50-word stories on that theme, illustrated by these props here. My children are now 57, but they are still very attached to these props, and I have to wrench them off them and leave them dissolved in a pool of tears every month as I bring them along. So that's kind of what the Hotpot is all about. And
who have we got first?
Well, do you know what? Can I indulge in a 50-worder as is my want before I does that throw things?
Yeah. How does it? Where did it come from?
What
Why is it 50 words?
Why is it 50 words? I was raised by stoats and left only able to communicate in little snuffly, grunty noises, which I arranged into 50 words, and thereby, and then slowly translate them into English.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Let's hear it then. Give us a 50-worder.
Right. Okay. Well, here we go. And with a prop. Right. Okay. Oh no, one of my props has just bitten the dust there. Anyway, this is from a wee pamphlet, which with all the tact and sensitivity of someone who's worked in mental health for over 25 years is called "It Was Happy Hour at the Nutty Nun," another 50-word epics. There you go. You may have thought that cover was by Titian, but it's not. It's by me. It's by me. That as are all the pictures inside. There we go. 4 years at art college well spent. Anyway, so it's called, this is called My Granny's Shameful Secret. This is my granny. My granny was very nearly perfect. Warm, twinkly-eyed. House packed to the rafters with home baking. Boiled sweets growing in every pocket. She had, though, one terrible flaw which endangered her very membership of the Grannies' Union. No matter how well I taught her, she just couldn't suck eggs. We have an egg there. Right. Anyway, so that's the kind of rubbish I do. But we shall raise the tone with our first performer, who I'm very proud to say had never actually performed publicly before he came to the Musselburgh Hotpot, which you'll be astounded when you hear him to think that he would ever have doubted that he could, because he's an astonishing banjo player and has a wonderful singer as well. And he sounds as though he comes straight from the Mississippi Delta, although he's possibly actually coming from Delta Road, Musselburgh. I'm not sure. But and he is the wonderful Paul Brown.
Hello, Paul.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi. Very well. Welcome to Limbic TV. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Great to be here.
What are you going to play for us first?
This is a traditional song called The Blackest Crow, or some people know it as Time Draws Near. It's a bit of a love song to get us all sentimental. It's very, very treacly. Anyway, this is called The Blackest Crow. As time draws near, my dearest dear, when you and I must part, how little you know of the grief and woe in my poor aching heart. Each night I suffer for your sins, believe me when I say you are the one that I love best until my dying day. When I wish my heart was made of glass, wherein you could be whole, your name is wrote upon my heart in letters made of gold. In letters made of gold, my love, believe me when I say you are the one that I love best until my dying day. The blackest crow that ever flew would surely turn to light. If ever I prove false to you, bright day would turn to night. Bright day would turn to night, my love, the elements would mourn. If ever I prove false to you, the seas will crash and burn. Thank you very much.
Nice
this-
one, Paul.
This next one is, excuse me while I do a bit of tuning. Not that you'll be able to tell with a banjo right enough, but
The banjo always gets abused, doesn't it?
oh, it sure does.
Even in the hands of a banjo player.
Well, at least it's not an accordion.
It's like the fife of instruments.
Right.
Sorry, fife.
I'm going to do a little banjo tune called Snowdrop. And then I might seek into one of my own songs called Tides. You mentioned Trump a bit earlier. I wrote this last year sometime about the way I was feeling about the things that were happening over in the States and here, but that's neither here or there. Anyway, this is called Snowdrop. we weren't scared. You knew what you were doing, but you didn't care. And I sat here, moment too long. Didn't find out, then you were gone. You can't take back what you cannot hold. What are you trying to prove? Tides won't do as they're told. Won't do as they're told. Treasures out of reach. You did not see the moths and rats, see how they screech. I sat here, moment too long. Didn't speak up, then it was gone. You cannot hold. What are you trying to prove? Tides won't do as they're told. Won't do as they're told. Saw when you pulled the ladders up. National emergency distracts from your full cups. And we weren't here to hear what you said. Gathered round, broke our bread. They're told. Won't do as they're told. Thanks very much.
That was lovely, Paul.
Fantastic, Paul.
Nice
Fantastic. Great stuff. Brilliant.
Okay, sorry, I thought you had a third song.
That was 2 in a winner, but I can do another third song if you'd like.
I would love that, yeah.
Yeah.
You got another song?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's have it.
I have to tune a wee bit. Excuse me while I tune.
Yeah, it's like we don't have to be off air for the 9 or anything like that. You know, we can
You just play the pips in when you want
can
me.
do what we want, yeah. Freedom!
Here's a wee hopeful song. A traditional one. eventually. Rocks a wind in the clear day dawn, blows clouds he'll stir go the earth way, but there's mere nor a rock wind blowing o'er the great glen of the wilds of day. It's a thought that will garrow rottens all the road to Gangalas, fresh and gay. Take the road and seek other longing, while the rail ploys to sport and play. Nay, mere will their bonny callants march to war when the braggars cross the crow, nor we wains repeating clacking, mourn ships sailing to the briny law, broken families and lands we've harried, will curse Scotland the bravely mere nay mere, black and white into another marry, like the rail ploys to sport and play. So come all ye aim with freedom, never heed when the hoodies croak for doom. In your house, so the bairns of autumn will find breed, barley breed, painted room. When MacLean meets with friends in Springburn, all the roses and gains will sweetly bloom, and the black lad beyond Niagara dings a fell gallows of the burgers doom. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Hey, that was lovely. Thank you, Paul. Just before you disappear, Jane E. Fearney, it says, "We love Paul." And Carol John Barber says, "Hi everyone, great barber. Great banjo." And Jess Austin says, "Beautiful." Cool. Thank you so much for coming and playing.
Thank you so much for having me. It's
You're
great
welcome,
stuff.
man. Cheers. You can unplug. Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Dave. Hello. Could you believe that that Paul had not performed publicly before the Hotpot and hadn't felt able to get up and do so, because he's just fantastic, just an amazing talent.
Absolutely. That's it. We just got to throw people on stage at some point, right? And then there's no choice, right? Do you have another 50 words?
Well, funny you should say that, Dave.
Hey.
I do. Yes, because having had a musical act, I thought I should do a musical 50-word story. And it's partly about music and it's partly about sci-fi, and it's based on a conversation I had about 30 years ago now. It was with myself. And you can tell it's about 30 years ago because my music knowledge hasn't advanced greatly since then. And it's called There Was a Parallel Universe. It's from another pamphlet. Look at this. Self-Loathing Ostrich Tragedy and Other 50-Word Epics. There you go. By the way, the only way you can get hold of these, if you ever wanted to, is by my Facebook page. I'm gonna look at this.
Does the Hotpot have a Facebook page?
It does indeed. The Hotpot has a Facebook page. Indeed, indeed it does. Yeah. And
can they find these mystical pamphlets on there?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. I should do that, shouldn't I? I should link things. I should become a linked person who links stuff up. But
that's the modern way.
Look at that. Look at the slickness of that. Stephen Barnaby, 50-Word Epicist, Facebook. Anyway, right. So it's called There Was a Parallel Universe, and it involves these props playing the part of various popular combos from over the decades. There was a parallel universe where bands were exactly what their names suggested. The Monkees were really monkeys. The Beatles were really Beatles. The Doors were a bit dull live. The least popular live band were Megadeth. Anthrax could only tour if supporting The Cure. The Buzzcocks were very popular. No props for that last line, I don't think. But right, anyhow. Enough of that rubbish. Now, next week we have a poet. I wonder what poet, and somebody else who I am again very proud to say had never actually got up and performed publicly before he came to the Musselburgh Hotpot, which again will amaze you when you see him, because he's become a poet of. He's a charismatic, lyrical, ribald. I love the word ribald and witty performer, and that's Richard Monroe, aka Spike, who we have over here, who will entertain you and amaze you tonight.
Hello, Spike.
Hello.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you. Let me correct you, Stephen, because I did perform with the Heretics in the Waverley Bar. That was my first performance, I think.
Oops.
Yep.
Sorry.
So I'm going to read a selection of Scottish-themed poems, which are about to be published in my first book of poems by Rhymer Books. So my first poem is Birdbath Boy. I've been staying with my mum for several months, and whilst there, she's got a parrot, which I've had to look after. And this is about my relationship with the parrot. In my lockdown life, I am at the beck of call of small things that fly. I have become Mum's birdbath boy, an avian pool attendant, wielding trowel and watering can. I am humble servant, a feeder of the bird feeder, a dispenser of breadcrumbs and nuts to starlings, sparrows and woodpecker, and a cheeky little dormouse, wide-eyed and whiskered, that darts out and back in lightning raids from under the berberis bush by the fence. Me, plaything of a parrot, puller and ringer of a bell, screeched into action each day by his strident commands. I sweep up the husks he discards on the floor, scrape off his sticky white poop from the bar, carpet his cage with wood shavings fine. I'm his very own bird-shit shoveler, diligent keeper of his little abode. I am deterrent in chief, fist-shaking menace to pigeons and gulls, cats and sparrowhawks, out, and the little dormouse grabs a crust. Plaything of a parrot? Me? No. Dutiful caretaker, now blessed with the beadiest of eyes. Charlie the bird and I watch together over our own little lockdown realm. Pretty boy, Charlie. Charlie's a pretty boy. Fuck off. Fuck off. And now I taught in Fife for a while, and I was fascinated by all the place names like Lumfinnins and King's Kettle. So I'm going to take you now into the world of wizards and sprites and hobgoblins. This is Chappity Tippet. Chappity Tippet, the octor tool, built his house on a mushroom stool. With gizzards and lizards and bibbidi bobs, he hammered and chiselled a scunner of jobs. With a pip and a pat and a pippity poo, with a skillet, a dibber, and a didgeridoo, and a hammer of sorts and a chain and a loop, the fairies and pixies were all cock-a-hoop. By a loch, a young fairy swam for her life. He dived in for the rescue to give kiss of life, and a dragon he slew with a staghorn knife. Our hero was adored in the kingdom of Fife. Hobgoblins and brownies and young Billy Blind played Lumfinn's hopscotch, the puddle-dub kind. Those witches of Methil and Cardendendel gave potions of nightshade to sweet Lisabelle. To the forest one night came a coven of witches. They ransacked the kingdom, made off with its riches. But Chappity Tippet had a singular spell that, if chanted all night, would send them to hell. The deal came in spinning tornado to Fife. All living creatures they feared for their life. But our hero made such a super-dupe whammy and sent the deal fleeing, a-clutching his tammy. Now, everybody loves a clootie dumpling and haggis. And when I was a child, I remember the clootie steaming on the range at my granddad's. So here we are. This is Healing Treats. The duty of a clootie is to present itself as fruity, but the haggis is a savoury ball of meat. The haggis has some spice, the clootie sweet and nice, but the clootie is the after-dinner treat. The haggis and the clootie may baith be boiled for hours, in bladders or in old stained linen cloots. When taken out the pot, they'll be steaming piping hot, scooped up by bairns and scoffed by posh galoots. The haggis can be found in Glenfeshie or around, but the clootie is a secretive wee treasure. When the gilly fires his gun, haggis hunting has begun. From his spawn he eats clootie at his leisure. The haggis, it has wings and other sick-like things, and conceals itself quite snugly in the heather. If you catch one, do beware, and you'd better take good care. It combusts itself in ilka kind of weather. Dentists. Been having a lot of trouble lately trying to get a dentist. So this one is dentists. My fillings are held together with remnants of teeth, drilled, excavated, recontoured and filled over decades. But unlike my poems, which I hope improve after redrafting, my toothy pegs are wearing away and dropping out relentlessly. Our eyes make contact as the plastic-coated chair descends, treated to customary chit-chat as she slots on the shaded visor. Mirror on a stick circulates around my gaping mouth, and a stainless steel probe, pinched between latex gloves, picks and scrapes around my gums. A scoosh of Novocaine squirts upwards. Just a little prick. She always says that. It might smart a little. Did she just call me a little prick? She slowly plunges the anaesthetic into the gum above the eye tooth. The tattooed dental assistant sterilises instruments, chatters about last night's party and the house she nearly bought. A paper tissue drops onto my lap to wipe dribble from my frozen lips, and my nose is now an alien attached to my face. Aerosol grit flies out from the high-pitched weapon as it drills through the ancient debris of 1,000 bites. The root of the canal is assaulted with mini round files. They dig, twist and scrape out the infection. It's a dental war zone, and I am battle-fatigued and worn out, the plastic cup filled with pink sterilised liquid. Have a rinse. Spit. Until next time. And this is my second last poem. I wrote this poem to commemorate the building of the Queensferry Bridge. Bridge of Harps. What a bridge they've built, joining Lothian and Fife. A bridge of harps, a bridge of sails, built to withstand the North Sea gales. The Queensferry Bridge now complements too the third of the three on the Firth of Forth. Rosyth's close by. In Fife, take a cruise if you choose. We remember the ferries, fairies dancing on the Forth. You may marvel at the views, the sights and sounds, industrial docks, civic and naval life, once garrisoned islands, quarantine zones, Inchmickery, Inchkeith and Inchcombe, and down the Firth to the Berwick Law, the noisy gannets on the Bass Rock, and out and beyond to the puffins cawing on the Isle of May. But to our bridges. The first bridge, the rail bridge, iconic symbol of Scotland. Cantilevering networks of girders, crisscrossing girders on girders, coated in oxblood, redolent in red. Our most venerable lady, revered and renowned, rules over the widening Forth. The second bridge, the road bridge, the Lang one, slender beauty suspended, swaying in the wind. Two towers thrust heavenwards to rival her sister, giving good passage from north to south, shore to shore and firth to firth. But after decades of pounding, traffic jams, delays and delays, our workhorse could work no more. Bits broke off, lorries cowped, and some even longed for the ferry's return. And so they built the third bridge, Queensferry Bridge. Our bridge of harps comes last of all, majestic, graceful and tall, winsome by day. Nightly she shimmers the waters for miles around with kaleidoscopic light shows. A bridge of sails she sings with the wind, rolling arpeggios to the ferries below. A clarsach to the storm, aglow with saltires, she's a symphony of hope for the nation and a vision of peace to lift hearts and spirits where'er they be. And finally, for the independently minded among you, and for those of us who want to see our place in Europe, this is Caw-Canny. Caw-Canny, my man, Caw-Canny, and keep a calm sough. A pair to Europe I am, my man. I ken I am. The vir o' Jock Tamson's in my blood. We're a' his bairns, ye ken. We ply trades in Europe, and we thrive, and we grow. We're canny and wise, I hear your cries, but a future in Europe is our prize, and we'll win that in time. Caw-Canny, my man. Well, tak care of yourselves in the world's wide room. Mak nae mistake, our bairnies' futures are at stake. Caw-Canny, my man, ye maun greet nae mair, for it's coming yet, and a' that. To be and to live in your own country, winsome and free, brolic and strang, sing it clear and sing it lang, and to nae fear, our time is nigh. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Spike. Thank you.
Great stuff. Great stuff from Spike as ever.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Joss Cameron says brilliant as always, Spike.
Yes. Yeah.
Carol John Barber says I liked the last one, Spike. Very nice. Stephen.
I know. Yes, he's terrific, Spike. Even if he didn't first perform at the Hotpot, that was a bit of Trump-style fake news for you there, just as a little send-off for him when I said that. But Spike is great, and I've got a wee 50-word story that's slightly inspired by Spike. And had there been a theme for tonight, it might have been like a sort of a late Halloween theme. And it's called 50-word Scottish horror story. "Hod your wisht," the man shouted at Morris. So he did. But between his fingers he felt something oily, flaccid and alien. He was missing that usual bristly pertness, that familiar smell of coconut. With terror he realised that this could only mean one thing. He was hodding somebody else's wisht. No props for that story because it's a family show tonight, I think.
Yeah,
But
I mean, hodding somebody else's wished.
I know it's a major boo boo, that one. I find.
Yeah, is that like putting your foot in somebody else's mouth?
It's so long since I've done that. Really, you know, I can barely remember. But
okay, is that regular? Is that something that you used to do?
it was traditional where I grew up. Really, it was it was
okay.
it was a kind of rite of passage.
Indeed.
But we have shall I do a wee intro of who we have coming up next?
Yes, please.
Yes, we have the wonderful Indigo Rose. Now, I first saw Indigo Rose performing as part of a wonderful all-female a cappella band with the great name of the Decibelles, who I remember once doing a beautiful African traditional song and then segueing straight into Da Do Ron Ron straight afterwards, which worked every bit as well as you would think it would. And I mean that I mean that as a compliment. It was fantastic. But Indigo has now gone solo and she crafts her own heartfelt songs for voice and guitar, and here she is tonight to perform for us.
Hello, Karen.
Hello there. Hi.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
The Decibelles. Is Amy Pearman in the Decibelles?
Pardon?
Amy Pearman?
No.
Okay.
It was the two, Alison Goodwin, Alison Vasey and myself.
Okay. I got an invite to the Decibelles today from, I think it was Amy Pearman. We've been in touch. Different Decibelles.
Perhaps, yes. Perhaps somebody else has had the same idea.
Thanks for coming down. What are you going to do for us first?
Well, first of all, I'm going to sing Waves. This is a new song. Okay. I took a walk beside the sea to ease my troubled mind. Amongst all nature's splendor, tranquility to find. The wavelets, frothy white, were lapping at the shore. Whipped by the wind across blue-green, were poised 1,000 more. Wave after wave came crashing in, booming in my ears. Listen to us, they seem to say, forget your puny fears. Your life is short, you live, you die, but we'll always be here. Enchanted by the moon, we sway, yearning for far away. The yin and yang of sea and land can never be together, but when they meet upon the shore, they want to dance forever. Something touched me deep inside when faced with all that power. A hopeful seed inside me grew and burst forth into flower. Hearing wave after wave came crashing in, booming in my ears. Listen to us, they seem to say, forget your puny fears. Make the most of every day. Someday life will end. Take comfort in eternity. Remember, you have friends. Oh, thank you very much.
That's lovely.
Thank you.
You've got a lovely voice, Karen.
Thanks very much. The next song I'm going to sing is influenced by the legends of the Selkies. Now, Selkies were mythical beings that could come ashore and leave their skins off, and they seemed just like humans, but they were in big trouble if they lost their skin.
They're quite evil, are they?
Well, the one in this one isn't evil.
It's not.
No.
The story I've heard is from one on Rassie,
Uh-huh.
the little island adjacent to Skye,
Right.
and it manifests as a horse, and they have to lure it ashore with a cow, which is going to feast on to try and it's quite evil. It's a nasty Selkie.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, no, the Selkie that I'm singing about is a very handsome Selkie.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very handsome Selkie, very charming. The song is called A Selkie Lover.
Brilliant. Let's hear it.
Thank you. A Selkie stole my heart away one moonlit night down at the bay. I knew he'd come from far away, and he was gone by morning. All that bright summer at full moon, my lover came to lay me down, but always had to leave too soon, always gone by morning. Da, 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 da. He'd step out of his sealskin cloak and lie with me in yonder boat. One fine night before he woke, I hid his cloak before morning. Oh, Silky dear, now you must stay in my loving arms all through the day. Now you can learn the human way. You won't be gone by morning. Da, tortured him, and he could not leave. The silky wept, the silky pined, dreams of the deep were on his mind. His sealskin cloak he couldn't find, he couldn't leave by morning. Oh, I cannot bear to see him cry, to pine away so he might die. I must give back his silky skin, let him return to kith and kin. Da, 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 la, da, 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 da. I'll give back his silky skin, let him return to kith and kin. I'll give back his silky skin, let him return to kith and kin. Thanks very much.
It's lovely. I've remembered a bit more about the Rassie one.
Uh-huh.
And I think the Selkie manifests itself as a horse, and it comes ashore, and you think, there's a great horse. It'd be great to have that horse. And so you're tempted to get on the horse, and once you do, it charges straight back for the water.
Right.
And when it plunges into the water, it turns into itself and devours you. So the tale is of a father and son who try to kill it, and they lure it ashore with a cow on a barbecue or something. That's as much as I recall about it. I think that's maybe is it Selkies that are on the M80, the horses? It is, isn't it? The big horse sculpture. Sorry.
Oh yes, it is. Yes.
So I know not the veracity of any of the things that I say mostly, but I
or possibly kelpies. Or possibly
am I
kelpies,
mixing it up?
actually. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Great. There you go. Talking rubbish as usual. What have you got for us next?
That's me finished, actually. That's me finished. I'm
Yes.
just doing the two.
Oh, thanks so much for coming down, Karen. That was beautiful.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Dave. Hello.
Hey.
Are selkies, is it usually seals that selkies are?
Yes.
Seals,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
which makes complete sense with Karen's song, obviously.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but no, that was beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff from Indigo. And yes, as Dave has spotted, Indigo Rose is not Indigo Rose's real name. It is in fact Betty Craddock. Is that not right? I think. No.
Yes. Of course, yes.
But I think that's lovely. That was gorgeous stuff. That was
Indeed.
beautiful as ever from
Indeed.
Indigo Rose. That was great.
Can I have 50 words?
You can have 50 words because as we were getting into the sort of horrific thing there with the possibly the Kelpie story maybe and the idea of a Halloween theme, right? Anyway, so I have another sort of possible late Halloween story involving a fusty prop. A fusty prop.
Fusty prop.
A fusty prop that has passed COVID regulations, I do believe, and it's a So this is a belated Halloween story, which hopefully I'll remember because I only wrote it last week. It usually takes me about 10 years to remember a story. And it's called 50-word Halloween Nordic Noir. Chief Inspector Barnaby's careworn eyes looked even more haunted and haggard than usual as he surveyed the carnage. There was flesh everywhere. The body had been carved full of holes. Slowly, he shook his world-weary head. I've seen this too often, he sighed. Someone's been hollowing out the Swede. It's a bit disturbing, that, actually, isn't it? It's kind of there's sort of a voodoo kind of thing going on there, I think. But hopefully that's not Scandinavianist, because I'm a bit obsessed by Scandinavia, actually, particularly Iceland. Oh, is that Scandinavia? I don't know. It's a moot point.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Selkie, Kelpie, Iceland, Scandinavia.
That's it. It's the kind of mind spinning thing that leads naturally into a performance from Jeff Kemp and Jeff he came to the Musselburgh Hotpot via New Zealand, Australia, and Bangladesh. It was a hell of a bus journey, that one, and he's a
Every week.
Indeed, yes. But he's a tremendous. That is why he's such a mind-spinning poet who covers everything from the lavatorial to the philosophical, from the theological to the political, the surreal to the poignant. He does the whole lot. And so prepare to have your mind spun and opened and all that kind of stuff by the wonderful Jeff Kemp.
Hello, Jeff.
Good evening.
Hi. Thanks for coming down, man.
Okay.
Hey.
I do need to begin by reassuring everyone that all social distancing measures are in place here. You've probably noticed that's why there's not an actual elephant in the room. But we are allowed to talk about it. So I've got a couple of things about COVID to start with. And the first one's a haiku, all 17 syllables of it. And it goes like this. Greater sibling jealousy has no known creature than COVID-18. The second one is a bit longer. I wrote this in April, and it concerns the effect of that more famous sibling, COVID-19, on a man down in London. It's called We're All in This Together. Hubris is the word a chap might use if Oxbridge educated. Hovering between life and death doesn't necessarily bring an epiphany, but any competent classicist is cognizant of a Rubicon all but crossed. Will it prompt some alteration in governance? Or will there be plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose, once affability presides, dad again at number 10? My money's on the 5% ruling clique continuing to serve the self-same 5%. It's a pity Afrikaans isn't the language taught at public schools, since it can't be denied the mot juste for champagne lager mentality centred on privilege is apartheid. So that's about that chap down south. I hope, as I was saying that, you notice this hat transformed from the ubiquitous bowler to a more suited top hat. It's not my hat, actually, it's Schrodinger's hat. He was in two minds about whether he wanted it, so I thought I'll have that. This will do fine for a busker's bowl. I'm going to put it down here in the expectation that you'll continue to add to that. Keep the work going here at Limbic. I thank you in advance. Put your pounds in there, your euros, the new emerging Scottish currency, the drachma. Just add it to the pile, please. And where was I? Yes, a haiku and a poem. The haiku, I got from somewhere this idea about 50-word stories with two groups on stage together. Well, this is when Pink Floyd played with The Cure. We don't need no vaccination. Boom, boom. We just need a time machine. Because it makes sense, because if we went back a year, then we could stop this whole COVID thing before it started. And to encourage the development of a time machine, here is a time travel poem. It's called The Artist, formerly known as Tyrant. When I travel back in time, I'll do the usual things, shoot Hitler, stop the plague, then return to clocks still chiming the early morning hour of my departure. Sated from this future sampling of the past, taste buds tingling with anticipation of breakfast, I'd see at a glance that nothing is askance. Fast breaking actions can't decontaminate backwards. With a Hitler watercolour on the wall and pet rats cavorting across the floor, I'm always reassured by continuity's absolute overrule. History's imprisoned in itself, like the chicken and the egg. Adolf H. is a famous artist. Rodents are cute enough to die for. Scratching time's surface surely can't destabilise its core. But I know the objection. It might be very easy to travel back in time, but how do you stop? Blink and you'd miss the turn-off for 2019 and you could find yourself way back in the Middle Ages, where we find this poem waiting for us. It's called Not Easily Fooled. We can smile indulgently. There's was a simpler age, and recognise in retrospect the breadth of progress they made. They no longer saw the world as flat. After all, our medieval ancestors thought systematically examined in full the universe, which revolved around our earth. We can smile sardonically. Did the planet's meanderings not hint at something different? And turn to our orbital telescopes, each worth several billion. We don't see the universe as static anymore, but expanding forever. An unending space. Everywhere's the centre, so the core could be anywhere, could be right there at the door. We can laugh. They can laugh more since, incomprehensibly, they were right after all. I do realise that I skipped very quickly over the whole chicken-egg dilemma a page or so back, so I think we need to face squarely the chicken question before we move on. Why did the chicken cross the... This is no general inquiry, since any ungainly bird might get away with crossing a road, or even a fox who was lazy, well-fed or vegetarian. But to irk that particularly cantankerous beast, russet brown, quick, jumpy, was never going to end well. Crunch and mess, bones and feathers, how could the chook expect to pluck happy endings from under the nose of a dedicated predator? It clearly shows this wasn't the cleverest clucker in the flock. I suspect the creature was flighty, confused, conflicted, some cognitive dissonance, egged on by fears of beginnings masquerading as ends. It's a perfect recipe for scrambling anybody's senses, and hardly surprising the chicken cracked. So I just need to give another quick reassurance before I finish with a couple of poems here. My buttocks are fine. I just have to say that. My shirt is not actually telling the truth, neither is my mask, which is irrelevant at this point. My buttocks are not frozen. This should actually be reading Haniel Monton Roche. But my buttocks have actually, along with the rest of my body, been quite often frozen in the part of the world we're going next, the Highlands and the Islands. This poem's called Traversing the Horns of Ben Alligin. Ben Alligin's in Torridon. Nice, we climb up, and when you get there, you see more vertical slabs of rock, the horns, which you have to, rock scramble over, or you can traverse alongside 4 or 5 of them, which is what I did. Traversing the Horns of Ben Alligin. Given the gravity of the situation, pausing before walking along this ledge above a precipice would have made sense. Rest for a moment, realise that once started it's already too late to retrace steps. Falling is more than possible, given my propensity to become inattentive when facing risk, except that one stumble is one too many, and task feet to diligently follow patterns just finished, mask the consequences of losing concentration, one true step on the one true path, balancing threats of disaster with expectations of success, another instant, and the next, spent straight as a die. Soon I'll be smiling at the view, waiting to charm me on the farther side of this chasm between hope and regret, overlooking how it felt a lifetime was spent holding my breath along this barely etched contour line before reaching momentary calm. I shouldn't be here, is the thought to avoid when negotiating emptiness. For the present, continue deliberate and slow, one true moment and the next calmly marching with the sky above me and below. And I'll finish on the islands. This is called the Western Isles. It was written at a place I was staying on the Ross of Mull, looking out towards Iona, but it pertains really to anywhere I've been in the Inner or the Outer Hebrides, the Western Isles. Can you live with yourself? The islands ask. No accusations, but you can't pretend you haven't heard. No warped passions, no engulfing loves or hates or final throws on final stakes. Nothing great has happened, and can you live with this? The silence asks. Through nights wider than the sky and longer than views to see, through windows where a ghostly face would prove the lesser fright. There is no answer the islands need to hear as each day they reach further inside until you can stare into immensity and answer, yes. Thank you.
Hey. Yeah. It's lovely.
I should put my hat back
Great
on.
stuff, Jeff. Great stuff.
Priska says hello,
Oh.
Jeff. Carol John Barber says there is nothing wrong with hats. I don't think he implied there was anything wrong with hats. Just that they were quantumly entangled, perhaps.
Uh-huh.
I hate it when that happens.
It's a
That's
difficult.
still on camera. That's Priska's artwork right there from the plagiarization of the die. Yeah. She's done the artwork on it, so which is
We don't have any camera ops in the room that can suddenly zoom in. I just wanted to let everyone know that in the background is your son Gabe doing stage management for us. He's cleaning all the mics and swapping everybody in and out of the building safely.
I knew I recognised him.
Even with a mask on.
Thank you so much, Jeff. That was wonderful.
Yes, great stuff, Jeff.
Hey.
Yes, brilliant. Yeah, wonderful stuff from Jeff. The smartest clucker in the flock, indeed. I think that was the line.
I love these sort of like trip me up tongue twisters.
Yes, he specialises in them.
Well, I had a band in to record who are going to come and do a Burns night, and they are called the Bum Clocks.
Nice.
If you say it enough times, you will mess it up, right?
Right. Okay. I won't do that right now. Maybe later tonight. I'll give that one a shot. Well, I'll do another 50-word story before our last performance. I'm just wondering which one to do. I think actually the fact that Jeff did all the stuff about the Highlands and Islands and the Western Isles, I will share the fact that as you can tell from my strong Pythonesque accent, I grew up in Thurso, the furthest north town on the Scottish mainland, and
Really?
I did indead.
Wow.
I did indeed.
I've been there many times.
Ah, have you?
Yeah. And from being a kid to being an adult, touring theatre.
Right,
And
right.
And to doing the Edge of the World festival
Wow.
as
wow.
well. And so many times, I've really favourite memories as a kid of getting to Woolworths
Oh, yes.
and getting an Airfix kit to take back to the caravan.
Right. Were you on the caravan site in Thurso there?
His family would do the West Coast Scotland caravan holiday thing.
Right.
So you would have this Airfix kit, which you could build in a caravan while it rained outside, which is
perfect. Which never happens in Thurso. So you'd have had no kits built at all by the end of that particular holiday.
No. There was loads of rain, Stephen.
Yeah. That's Woolworths. It's the factory shop now. There you go. And the caravan site. It's even when I was a kid, there was always a huge amount of Germans in the caravan site, and now there is a Lidl's overlooking it. So I always wonder how they feel now, the German campers, when they come to the caravan site in Thurso and look up and see a Lidl's. They feel like, does it reassure them, or do they think, oh my God, I can't get away from Lidl's?
Germans love coming to Scotland.
They do.
I've met German pipe bands in Robbie's Bar in Leith Walk. They've come over from Germany to play in pipe band competitions.
Wow. Well, there you go. Well, the reason I was in. I grew up in Thurso is my parents are both from Hull, actually, but my dad was posted, not literally, obviously, but my dad was posted to work at Dounreay. That's right. I'm from a nuclear family. There you go. Yes, and and when they moved north of the border, they discovered various things they'd never come across before. I'll just get my parents. Here they are. There's my parents. Anyway, hence this story, which is called Nonplussed Parents Sectarian Bafflement Story. I'm sure it would have baffled my parents to learn that my dad's Glaswegian Orangeman friend initially suspected them of Catholicism because their children, Helen, Stephen and Paul, all had biblical names. I'm certain this had never occurred to them. Likewise with our middle names, Bathsheba, Nebuchadnezzar, and God. Now, so...
Thurso's like been a creative place for you.
Since I left it, yes. My mum's still there, so I still go up when I can. I love it now. I mean, it's when you grow up in a place, you just think that's normality, and everybody lives in a place like that, and then you leave and you think, my God.
Yeah.
It's a very, very remote place, but I love it now. I love the desolate landscape there, and I love the place.
It's a beautiful bit of the country, and you can tell how weird the place is that you come from. By everybody's reaction in the rest of the world when you arrive there, right?
Yes, indeed.
Who do we have next?
We have the wonderful Pauline Vallance, who is a multi-talented talent. She's a fantastic harpist, a wonderful singer-songwriter. She has played all over the world. and Musselburgh, and not many people can say that. And she can do serious. She can write her own songs. But also during lockdown, she was entertaining Facebook land with playing one song to the tune of another on the harp and dressing accordingly compared to who she was covering. So we had things like Sexual Healing to the tune of Postman Pat, and Sweet Child of Mine to the Wombles theme tune, and Cliff Richard's Congratulations to Stairway to Heaven, that kind of stuff. But so I think she's not. Spoiler alert: she's not doing any of those tonight. But she's doing some. Well, not those specific ones, but she will be doing a bit of that, and also some of her serious stuff as well. And she's fantastic. It's Pauline Valance.
Pauline, welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
What a build up. Oh no, there's only one way to go.
Yeah, you're in this. You're on telly now. You're complete. You're not in the Stag anymore. Love the hat.
Thank you. That might be the best feature tonight.
I'm sure it won't be. What are you going to play for us first, Pauline?
Can I just say, I'm still laughing at the thought of Stephen's dad getting posted. I'm sorry. I don't even know if I can sing now. Anyway, I will attempt to sing. Okay. I'm going to start with a very new song. I've been writing songs in collaboration with a writer called Rakesh, who I hope is watching. This is a song we wrote about a week ago, very, very new, but ironically it is called A Few Old Songs. So I'm going to start with that. I'm no Johnny Cash, I ain't no B.B. King, but I used to roam around strumming my guitar strings. Yes, life's been good, life's been bad, done some rights, done some wrongs, had my time in music, but never won any gongs. Now there ain't nothing left for me to do, except to sing a few old songs. I just keep a wondering why she upped and went. Ain't no use trying to explain why her so-called love was spent. Now there ain't nothing left for me to do, except to sing a few old songs. Thought I was king of the road, but now I walk the line. Thought she would stand by her man, I'm so lonesome I could cry. Well, I guess that I could wait, but wait for how long? She ain't ever coming back to where she once belonged. Now there ain't nothing left for me to do, except to sing a few old songs. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. She's always on my mind. Yes, we had our ups and downs, the usual dings and dongs. I should have been more patient. Yes, I should have been more strong. Now there ain't nothing left for me to do, except to sing a few songs, except to sing a few old songs. Thank you for that thunderous applause, guys.
Yeah, we do our best with 5 technicians in the control room to muster up.
The applause is excellent. You've been practicing that. That's lovely.
Yeah, I rehearsed them.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys, applause practice.
Yeah. Is it to be thunderous? Is it to be polite? It's good. Good applause.
It has to be right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
What have you got for us next, Pauline?
Well, I am going to do a song to the tune of another, but the plan is that I don't tell you what it is and that the good audience out there sees how quickly they can guess. There are no prizes.
Great. Okay.
But just for the fun of it.
I want to see that in the comments, guys. Guess the song.
Yes, see how quickly you can guess. It's really easy. You'll guess this one really quickly, or will you? Here we go. Mama, I just killed a man, put my gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead, life had just begun. Is this the real life, or is this just fantasy? I'm caught in a landslide, no escape from reality, no escape from reality. Too late, my time has come, sends shivers down my spine, body's aching all of the time, goodbye, I've got to go. Is this the real life, or is this just fantasy? I'm caught in a landslide, no escape from reality, no escape from reality. I see a little silhouette of a man, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning, very frightening. Oh, Galileo Figaro, Magnifico. I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family. Spare him his life from this monstrosity. Oh, never let him go, never let him go, never let him go. So you think you can stone me and spit in my eye? You think you can love me and leave me to die? Baby, don't do this to me. Gotta get right out of here. Is this the real life, or is this just fantasy? I'm caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. All together now. Is this the real life, or is this just fantasy? I'm caught in a landslide, no escape from reality, no escape from reality, no escape from reality. Thank you, you wonderful applause people.
Yeah. Okay, we got it.
Well, tell me, what was it then? Tell the good listeners.
Okay, right, the tech team reckon it was Que Sera.
Yes, the words were
A Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, but there was another tune in there, maybe somewhere. Do you know, I forgot to change hats. I was so busy talking about applause. What I should have done was this. And I should have taken my jacket off, but it's a bit too cold, so I should have changed my hat. No clues?
Deadwood Stage.
Thank you, yes.
To be honest,
Que Sera Sera and the Deadwood Stage, because it's a big song.
It turned my brain inside out.
Well, you should see the state of my brain. I have been doing this since March. I have been doing 106 of these, maybe 107.
106?
Yeah, yeah. So you don't want to see the inside of my brain, really?
Where
don't.
Where will people find these songs?
They are all on YouTube. I preserved them in Aspic, and they're all there on my Pauline Vallance YouTube channel.
Okay, Pauline Valance YouTube channel.
Yep.
Turn your brain inside out anytime you like.
Yep.
106 times.
Yeah. I don't know if I recommend it, but I dip in and out. Don't do
Great.
what I did.
Brilliant. What do you have for us next, Pauline?
I've got one more song for you, and this was again a very recent one, maybe written about a month ago, with my writer friend Rakesh, who wrote the lovely words, and it's a song about, well, really for musicians, artists, performers, poets. It's obviously hard just now. We have to find means of performing because that's what we do. If we don't do that, what are we? I'm sure if a lot of us went through kind of identity crisis at the beginning of lockdown. If we can't sing and perform, what do we do? So this song is kind of about that. It's about singing, and it's called I Sing Because.
Pauline, sorry to interrupt. So we feel the same. We're technicians.
Yeah.
And we can't take
Yeah, exactly.
without you guys doing singing.
Yeah.
So you've come to do some singing for us and play the harp.
Yeah.
And that allows us to take. So thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome. We need you guys. Just
And
keep the faith.
could you introduce Rakesh? Who's Rakesh?
Yes, I'm very bad at pronouncing his second name, Rakesh Banot. Hopefully he's watching. And he's a writer, and he sent me some of his poems, and I very quickly was inspired to put music to them. So we've actually been collaborating on a lot of songs. Sometimes he writes new words, sometimes it's old poems that we put together. So we've actually done about 16 or 17 songs in the last 2 months, maybe 2 or 3 months. And I'm doing a live stream tomorrow at 1 o'clock on my page, all of our songs. So those words are really good.
And what is your page, Pauline?
Just Pauline Valance, that's my name.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you.
Okay, I will start once I just get my thoughts together. I do not sing to woo your heart, nor do I sing to win your trust. I simply sing because I must. I simply sing because I must. I do not sing to praise the Lord, nor do I sing to preach the word. I simply sing 'cause life's absurd. I simply sing 'cause life's absurd. I do not sing to pay my bills. I do not sing to gather wealth. I simply sing for better health. I simply sing for better health. I do not sing 'cause life is good, nor do I sing 'cause life is sad. I sing because it makes me glad. I sing because it makes me glad. La 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 la, 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 la 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 la. I do not sing to change my fate, nor do I sing to lessen hate. I sing because it's fucking great. I sing because it's fucking great. I do not sing to woo your heart, nor do I sing to win your trust. I simply sing because I must. I simply sing because I must. I simply sing because I must. Thank you, guys. That's me.
Thank you so much, Pauline. That was fabulous.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff.
Thank you.
And do you know, the whole thing is reminds me of being a kid at New Year, and everybody came round to the house, and people would take a turn.
Yeah.
Right, and I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's great, and long may it fucking continue. All right.
Yes. Yeah, that was
Thanks, thanks again, Pauline.
You're very welcome, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thanks for
brilliant.
having me. What a lovely night. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
That was shivers up the spine, that last song, definitely. That was fantastic.
Thank
That
you.
was great. Yeah.
Cool. You can leave me that sparkly jacket. I quite fancy that.
Yay. Let's check.
Okay, Stephen.
Hello.
Over to you. Would you like to wrap up?
Yeah. Can I do one last story? Is that permitted, do you think, before we wrap up?
Absolutely. One last 50 word.
One last 50 word. Thank you so much to Limbic TV, the wonderful people at Limbic TV for doing this for us tonight. It's obviously, as Pauline was saying, it's so frustrating when you're used to performing, you're used to doing all these things. And we've not had a Hotpot obviously since about February because we can't, for totally understandable reasons. But thank you much. So in tribute to Limbic TV, I'm going to do a story about one of your fiercest competitors. Like many great works of art, it's based on a horse racing trailer. Right, there we have a thoroughbred horse, and it's called According to the BBC.
That's a zebra.
No, it's a horse. That's definitely
Right.
You're just not looking right there, Dave.
Fair enough.
There are right ways of looking at these things, and there are wrong ways of looking at these things. And
okay.
You've got it wrong.
All right.
According to the BBC, when horses dream, they dream of Royal Ascot. But I know for a fact that's not true. When horses dream, they dream of sitting on jockeys and whipping them, shouting, "Go on then run, you short-ass twat." At least they do, according to my mate, Dobbin. And another short-ass twat bit. It's a bit prejudiced. It's a bit cruel. But they're the horse's words, not mine. I just reflect what's going down on the street. I don't judge it. I'm just keeping it real for you there. Keeping it real. So anyway, so there you are. There's proof of why Limbic TV is better than the BBC. And but this has been wonderful. And it's been wonderful to have the opportunity to see Paul Brown and to see Spike and Indigo Rose and Jeff Kemp and the wonderful Pauline Valance. It's been lovely to be here with Limbic TV. Hopefully we'll return to Stags on the first Sunday of every month at some point. In which case, if people have enjoyed what they've seen tonight, hopefully they'll come and join us and in our free for all jamboree. But yeah, no, it's been wonderful.
Stephen, we can't get everybody into the room.
We can't, unfortunately.
No, right?
No.
And the only audience that can make applause is us. So we'll just do a quick thing of that.
Okay.
We'll just do we'll do that. Okay. Big round of applause for Paul Brown.
Yay!
And Spike.
Yay!
And Indigo.
Yay!
And Jeff Kemp.
Yay!
And Pauline Valance.
Yay!
And your good self, Stephen.
Yay, thank you.
All right.
And a round of applause for the Limbic TV people as well, for Dave and his crew.
So Tom Kemp on cameras.
Yay.
And Brian Hutchinson on lighting. And Alfie Pates on broadcast encoders and attitude.
Attitude.
Attitude
I like
and
it.
faff. Lethal combination.
Attitude and faff.
Yeah.
Sounds like solicitors to me, that somehow. Attitude and faff.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's more dangerous than that. Okay.
Great.
Oh, I've thanked Gabe already, though. Gabe, for doing all the stage management. Yeah, Gabe.
Yay, Gabe.
Yeah, Gabe's a cool dude. Right, yeah,
He
he's
is
super
indeed.
cool. Okay, what have we got? What we got coming up on Tuesday? We have Salt, who are rock band, quite 80s things going on, maybe a bit of the Susie Sue, that kind of thing. And just going to look at the calendar here. Yeah, they are on Tuesday the 10th. On Saturday the 14th, we have the Countess of Fife, and who will be awesome. I'm looking forward to Faye Fife running about in that live room, like only Faye Fife can run about in a live room like that. The My Electric Love Affair on the 21st. Psych Rock, Toxic Toast will be like nothing you've ever heard, featuring many talents, the fabulous Sandy Wright, Cami Sinclair, Sarah McFadgen, and Joey Sanderson. It goes on and on. There's a million people out there ready to play. Tides from Glasgow, Holy Savage, Dominic Waxing Lyrical. There's a massive refugee benefit that'll be awesome on the 12th of December. There's the Bum Clocks on the 25th of January. Tune in, enjoy the music. If you want to give us some cash, follow the donation link. All the best and good night.